Now, obviously, everyone's still on Amazon, still selling, and still making all their money off Amazon, but no one seems to be really talking about Amazon.
Amazon, the whole appeal of it was there was no waiting time. You could build a brand in 1 year on Amazon. Back in 2014, 15, 16, even 2018, 2019, you could build a brand in 1 year.
There's 3 conversion points that I feel like get the easiest traction on Amazon, in my opinion.
I will share one with you next week. Because we are a TSP, we are a partner with TikTok. I just don't know how to navigate to find it. I will get the list of viral products.
So I was getting into my car, and this lady came to knock on my door, and it's and I noticed that said Kamala Harris on her hat, and so I was like, "Can I help you?" And she came over and she's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for the previous owner, or looking for Mr. Shirk or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, we bought the house about a year ago. He doesn't live here. Either way, we're not interested in what you're selling. You can move along. Thank you very much." We're not buying any Girl Scout cookies from you.
Brutal. You guys notice this new drip here? This nice.
Dude, it's sick.
Dude, this is the new hat. It's a lids hat.
It's got the aeration in it, so it can breathe.
Dude, this hat is fantastic. I actually love it. It's stretchy. And
yeah, that's much better. Like you can see, I have a hat on this morning. Look at the lines.
Yeah.
On the hat.
Dude, this hat is so comfortable. I did a small order. I did like 6 units just to see if I liked it, because last time I did a big order and I wasn't happy with it. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing that again. So I got 5 other hats for people. I'm going to be handing them out, obviously, in New York City next week, for sure. For sure.
Well, if you have one extra when you get back, I'd like to.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Yeah. After Prosper, I somehow lost my my hat. I probably gave it to somebody.
You gave it, like, you just like throw it out like a rock star into the audience?
Well, when we're packing up all the bags, I mean, all the fans, there was autographs, it's
a lot.
It got wild.
Yeah, it's a lot. And the girls are throwing their bras at you. I know how it is, man.
I ended up with a bra and no hat.
Like,
it was weird.
Bullseye groupies, man. There's too many of them now. It's a whole line when we're leaving. You know?
It's this podcast, man. It's just going cray. You know what I'm saying? It's actually going nuts, man. But yeah, man, we got a lot happening over here. We got a lot of I'm in a new condo, as you guys could probably see from my background.
Well, you already got it furnished.
Oh yeah. We don't fuck around over here.
No, clearly you got your artwork up, your little plants, your everything.
Yeah, it's good to go. Yeah.
How do you like it?
Oh, dude, big fan.
I think that the what we can see doesn't
100%.
do it justice. I think you're gonna have to give a tour at some point.
I think we're gonna have to have a little get together over here, a little bullseye get together.
How many square feet is it?
3,000.
Oh wow, that's pretty large. Damn,
dude,
for a condo.
we got a deal, dude. We got a deal. My wife is just a monster when it comes to making shit happen in a short amount of time. And the hurricane just fucked the house up, dude. Like we after the hurricane, we had leaks coming through multiple windows, multiple sliding doors. We were very, very suspicious that there was mold growing in all those locations. And
once mold will grow, like literally, if there's a drop of water in Florida, like if you have a little tiny drop of water from a window, there's mold, like within 24 hours.
Yeah, so we had much more than a little drop of water. So we were pretty sure that we were being poisoned to death on every time we breathed in. So the landlord got us, let us out of the lease early because it was just a hazard. And we came to this brand new condo building that's got hurricane force windows, and this place is legit.
Yeah, my favorite part about it is the wraparound balcony.
Yeah, the wraparound balcony is pretty sick. I enjoyed a nice stogie out there last night, so that was cool. So what's the latest and greatest with Amazon or TikTok or whatever, man? We're over here doing TikTok videos, and it's crazy town out there with TikTok. And I'm getting more people talking about TikTok than anything else. It's like all of a sudden Amazon is like old news. Now, obviously everyone's still on Amazon, still selling, and still making all their money off Amazon, but no one seems to be really talking about Amazon. TikTok's like hijacked the narrative in the community?
I mean, it's because it's new and fresh and different, and some people that have gone viral, it's just like, $250,000 in sales in 1 week, when Amazon doesn't do that anymore. So it's just like depressing, like it's such a slow build up on Amazon now. It's like, retail, where you're gonna roll out regionally in like a few stores, and then after a year of testing your product, then you can roll out a few more stores, and eventually after 5 years you can go national. And it's just like this like retail type business model where everybody says it takes 10 years. But even on TikTok, you can literally have a product go viral in a week, and there's this waiting time to build a brand is cut out. It's completely cut out. Like Amazon, the whole appeal of it was there was no waiting time. You could build a brand in 1 year on Amazon. Back in 2014, 15, 16, even 2018, 2019, you could build a brand in 1 year. Now, to build a brand in 1 year, you got to have, 50 products, all launched, in a very short span of time. And then it still takes time for each product to gather reviews and get some traction. And, it's just not the same anymore. So, but the thing is, if you do TikTok and you get like outside marketing, you're gonna grow overnight. Like brands will emerge and pop up and overnight. And then of course Amazon's affected, Shopify, if you're on any other e-commerce platform. So the thing I'd say is, like, if you're gonna go on TikTok and go viral or something, just be on Omnichannel by the time you go viral. If you're gonna have a store, have an Amazon, if you're in retail too, like even a couple of local stores, those stores will roll you out nationally because you went viral on TikTok,
Yeah. One thing I would say is that Amazon is a lot like work now. It's a lot like you get up, you have to put in the time, you do the work. It used to have a lottery effect similar to what TikTok is today. But Amazon now is like, it takes time, it takes work, it takes a strategy, it takes capital. And honestly, it's a lot of the other channels that kind of make Amazon explosive. Your strategy on Amazon can't be solely dependent upon Amazon anymore, in my opinion. You have to be doing public relations, you have to be doing TikTok, you have to have a strong influencer or some sort of marketing program. It has to be in conjunction with something else. Otherwise, it's kind of a slow burn, kind of 10 to 20% kind of working day to day, kind of growing slowly. But like you were saying, in the early years, you could see people go from I saw somebody start an Amazon business in 2018 with 50 grand, and I think last year they did 100 million. So like you don't hear about those stories anymore.
I was just telling Eric the other day, Michael, that like I have a client that had a failed launch, mutual friend of ours, Yuri, total failed launch. And I'm talking failed. I'm talking one unit like every 3 days, like just total bomb. And we did a rebranding on it and repackaging, and we just stuck with the same ASIN. We just said, fuck it, let's go for it. And because it had reviews, and we're now selling like 10 a day, and we're like ecstatic. I'm like, what happened to my expectations? Like 10 a day back in like 2018 was like a disaster for a launch. Now in the skin cream category, 10 a day is like, oh my God, this isn't a bomb. It's more, instead of this is a hero, it's excitement that it's not a bomb.
One thing that I would add that a lot of people, there's 3 conversion points that I feel like get the easiest traction on Amazon, in my opinion. One is price. Price is the easiest perception of value. If you're selling a product that's visibly cheaper than your competitors, people don't need to be convinced. People like to save money. The second is volume. So if you're selling a gallon for the price that people are selling a quart, well, easy value. The hardest one is quality. In a saturated market and with the attention span that we have today, quality is difficult because you have to sometimes you have to educate. And so education with a short attention span is very, very difficult. And with those products, I believe that you can't be very aggressive. You have to give it time for people to try the product, get the reviews, and then kind of work your way into the market. If you're, it can be very difficult. I believe that this market is very saturated. I believe the cost per clicks are getting up to $5 to $10 in certain keywords and categories. And I feel like it's definitely a crazy market. But I believe that price is still king and volume. And so I feel like honestly, I believe that 90% of the work is done in the beginning, finding a good product, making sure that you have an edge. If you're in supplements and you see Mary Ruth selling any product and you can beat Mary Ruth, you're probably going to be okay. That probably has an edge. If you're in beauty, if you can beat your competitors, like you might not want to make money for 6 months, maybe like cut the price just so that you can get traction. Like these are tricks that you kind of have to look at a longer term strategy, as the lottery effect on Amazon isn't what it was before, in my opinion.
I mean, there are the exceptions to the rule, though. There are, if launching a skin cream or something in an oversaturated category, 10 a day. Yeah, but I've still seen product launches though. Even just like using the OG launch techniques on Amazon, sell 30 or 40 a day. Like it's not, but it has to have differentiators. And you can't just launch another Me Too product. It has to be something that you spent a lot of time thinking about and developing and solving a problem. And in the end, the technique of just launching on Amazon because it's an empty market space is over, right? And that's what we're all talking about, is that Amazon as a marketplace for the just listing products is no longer a viable solution. You have to, just like in the mass market of whatever, innovate, invent, be creative. And those products I've seen still do well. Like people that come in and they're innovating and creative, they're making something new. Like for instance, we all know about gut detox products, right? Like, detox your gut, and they're all in little bottles and they're like gut detox. But some guy came in and he did a special type of branding with a 14-day gut detox, and then each pill was wrapped up individually for day 1, day 2, and he named out the days and what's going to happen in each day that you're detoxing your gut. And it was like so different because it was like it made you so if you miss a day, the packaging is making you accountable. Like it's not just some vial, it's not just some bottle of gut detox, right? Because there's a million gut detoxes. So the guy was very creative. He took his time. He developed his packaging. He really thought about the consumer and what their needs were. And then of course he's crushing it on multiple marketplaces, and he's building a huge brand really quickly. So, and if you're going to do that and you really spend your time doing your research and doing like, I look at TikTok videos, I look for product ideas, I look for people's pain points, what they're doing wrong, to solve a problem, how you boil an egg better, how you clean your sink better, how you heal your gut faster. And then you think of an idea that hasn't been done.
Absolutely. One thing that I would say, if you're going to do a product, like in any category, you can look at the complaints of your competitors. You should read the information, and that should give you ideas of problems that consumers are trying to solve. If you're trying to go into a category that is saturated, at least look at what people are complaining about so that you can maybe improve the product to address some of the concerns, so that when you do come out, you do have an edge.
So this one's interesting to me. Yeah, what I'm looking at here is this one, because this is a terrible bottle. If you made this bottle, Eric, and sent it to me, I'd say do it. Start from scratch. You're going to fail. Wouldn't you guys agree?
I feel sorry for the brand, but it is a little.
It's bad.
It's rough. Yeah.
It's rough. Okay. Why are they succeeding? So
3,000 reviews. They've probably been around a while.
Nope, that's not why. That is not why. So let me go to Cerebro and I'll show you why.
Because they're ranking for branded keywords. That's why.
The TikTok?
They are only winning, and I'm making this claim with certainty without even looking at the information. They're only winning because this is the brand. So let's type in here, and then let's look at the search volume. Millimeters, 1,800. You know what? I'm actually surprised this isn't high. So let's take out the filter.
Just take out the filter. Yeah, let's see where they're getting their sales from.
Gut cleanse, killing it on that. Also, not a massive keyword. Gut cleanse, 7,500 is.
But rank number 1 for 7,500 is definitely.
Well, look at 28,000 15-day cleanse. There you go.
Yeah.
Why are they number 1 on 15-day cleanse?
They're number 1 on a lot of. Yeah.
Why?
Well, look at now to understand, go to their product page, back to their product page on Amazon.
Okay.
And go down with your Helium 10. Okay, now, go to all time. Okay, wow, so they launched this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
And
just
they-
launched.
And they
literally
came
this
out of
year.
they came out of the gate in January swinging. Look at their BSR in January before they had reviews, guys.
3,000 reviews in 1 year, not even a year. That's impressive.
So
Just
that's
shows how
my
much they
point. Is
sell.
like it still happens. Just depends on your launch strategy. What do they do? Look at their other products. Like, do they have a huge audience?
Women's
They have a lot of
support,
products.
MCT.
They might have spent 15 years building a 250,000 person text and email list.
Yeah, there's something going on here.
Could be a
He said
catalog
our
brand,
journey began with a personal transformation after facing serious health concerns. Co-founder Wal Hibawi shed 100 pounds in just 9 months through a commitment to health and wellness.
Okay,
Without a
I think this is backed by an influencer.
Can someone check? I don't have my phone. Can you guys check the TikTok's shop on your phone?
Yeah, what is it? What's the name of the brand?
It's Mila Mia Moore.
Mila.
Yep, and then Mia Moore.
I believe that's
Mick
like
Moore?
my love, my
It's-
love or something.
Make it more 15 a day. I found it.
Okay, so they are doing public relation.
Oh, it's TikTok, dude. It's all TikTok. They sold 2.2 million units on TikTok.
See, I was right. So 15 day. I realize what it is. 15-day
it's
cleanse.
An influencer-based brand. Holy crap!
And look, 15-day
They
cleanse
have
is
like
the brand.
insane GMV. They have literally millions or like tens of thousands of creators. That's why.
Yeah, that's
Tens
why.
of thousands of creators, like 10,000 creators
Yeah,
working with them.
that's why.
They have thousands of affiliates.
Yeah.
It's
So-
it's a TikTok brand.
Yeah, so what that shows you, again, is that you can break all the rules on Amazon if you crush on TikTok. You can break every rule. Packaging, broke the rule. Terrible packaging. Reviews, 4.1, that's death on Amazon. Doesn't matter. Okay? So,
The thing is, if your friend or if an influencer that you follow said, I take this is the best, you don't give a shit what it looks like. They're gonna buy it because they
Look-
take it. Like
look
Yeah.
at their image 3. Their image 3 is the same as image 1, just with the different. It's like they're not even trying on Amazon.
Yeah, well, like
Yeah,
we talked
they
about
don't
last
need to
week,
try.
it's authenticity. TikTok gives credibility. People don't care about the over commercialized graphics. They want to hear what people really think.
in fact, if you're like, if you look like a little mom and pop thing and you're like the best kept secret type looking brand, then it could also work in your favor.
So here's what
I'm
here's
always
what I
a believer
think.
in premium branding, but
So here's
Shit.
what I think happened. My theory number 2. I think they started the brand of 15-day cleanse as that's the brand. That's why the search volume for 15-day cleanse. Where did the word 15-day cleanse come from? If you look here and you type in 15, check this out. If I type in 15, all this. Look at the search
well,
volume.
look at the history. Let's look at the history of the search.
So they created this. This didn't exist.
Yeah, look, didn't exist.
Didn't even exist.
That is
All-
their branded search. The
Look.
branded search is based on the product name.
Yeah,
Yep.
zero. Yeah,
So
there you go.
15-day cleanse
Bam.
is the brand. So
Yep.
basically, that's what they did is they created a concept called 15-day cleanse on TikTok. Now, if you go to Amazon, look what everyone else is doing.
One thing that
Everyone
I would,
else is typing in. Everyone else is doing 14-day. Oh, this one's shorter. We can get you there in 14. This one's 15-day cleanse. He's just jumping on the bandwagon. And Dr. Bo is also 15-day. Also, so they're all
Yeah,
feeding
they're
off
all
of the same
capitalized.
barnacles, just eating up.
one
it's
thing-
like that. What's that one movie? There's something about Mary where the guy picks up the hitchhiker, and the guy's like, "I have a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. You know how they have 7-minute abs? My idea is 6-minute abs."
So look at the copycats. Look at the copycats from China.
Yeah, one thing I would say though is review
Yeah.
count. Like
They're
it's
solid.
4.1 star. That also categories sometimes. There's a lot of 4 stars in some categories. Sometimes there's 3.5 stars in certain categories that are very successful. It all depends on the competitors and because like as you see there, a lot of those copycats are also 4 stars.
Yeah, because it's inconsistent. Detoxes are always 4 stars, by the way. Like I've seen a lot of detoxes, and they're very much because they can cause issues. They can cause horrible diarrhea. There's a lot of like problems with them, right?
Yeah.
These are both 100% copycats. and
100%.
Both of them are making sales off of it
Look what
right
money
away.
they're making off of the copycats.
The graphic, like if you put all 3 bottles next to each other, you would actually think it's the same company.
Yeah, look at this. It doesn't even show their 30-day yet. It's a new launch, and they're probably selling 50 grand. Yeah, about 50 grand.
So there's the other way to do it is just literally make dupes. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, but I've done that before. I made a dupe, and I made literally 200 grand a week in sales off of a dupe from something that's already bought.
One thing that I would say is Amazon still has the the trends. So if you do catch a trend, that still can have that lottery explosive effect. There is still that opportunity, which is happening from TikTok. So if you can see a trend happening and get on the dupe wagon, there's definitely opportunity there.
And tell you, like, if you want a 200 sales or 300 sales a day product, you literally just spend all of your product research time on TikTok. Find something that's already trending, make a dupe, or just maybe like, I've seen ideas of people just like have cool house hacks that go viral. And then you make a product based on that. You know, a person made a viral video of a deodorant that had butter in it, and just make a butter deodorant thing. And because it's already viral, you're just capitalizing on an existing trend. People have been doing this for hundreds or thousands of years. Something's trending in society, and you make it based on that trend,
Mm-hmm.
Or you just dupe whatever product is already on the trend. Either way, you could make millions almost overnight. That's today's strategy of how to make millions on Amazon. It's from TikTok. You spend your research on TikTok. All these Amazon product ideas are bullshit. If someone made a software to just capitalize on trends on TikTok and develop products based on that, that's the software you want to use.
Hey Ian, put the product in called No BS. It's a trending TikTok product.
I've seen No BS. Yeah, I'll show you in a second. But yeah. No BS is.
It's a toothpaste in a pill, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's toothpaste in a pill. Terrible packaging. Look how many they're selling.
30,000. Yeah, I've seen that on TikTok.
I mean, that packaging is
sweet baby Jesus. That is so crazy.
It's very, very affordable. Very affordable. That looks like a sticker and a plastic jar.
It probably cost them literally $1.20 to make. See, and then all you have to do is just dupe it. Just go and call it something else, and then it just launched even probably this year. Looks like based on how many it's selling, the review count, like it probably only launched a few months ago. So, all you got to do is make a toothpaste in a jar and have it look semi-similar, and have your own, maybe even a little better. And probably because yours looks better, you just capitalize 200 units a day, like almost instantly. We have to make a dupe.
Yeah,
America is about capitalism, right? People copy each other. People do it better. Like, I could do that better. I could make that super cool, and make it look similar, but like way more premium. And then people that are searching that would just find mine too. Just rank for those keywords, and then bam, so 10%, 20%, 30% of the market share. Maybe even one day I'd sell more than that.
It's crazy. There's a list that
I don't know why we haven't made 100 million based on our knowledge of the market. I think you're just lazy.
Well, one thing I would say is that like that product and a lot of other products, there's a saying that I still think holds true today, which is the riches are in the niches. And I think that like that product has a novelty, like it's unique. And I think that unique, different, interesting, exciting, all that stuff kind of grabs your attention, which makes it a TikTok kind of product. Again, like all we're doing is we're evolving, making a better mousetrap. You can't keep making the old something. You need to either be on a trend or make a better mousetrap, in my opinion. I think that's where we're at today. I do have two things that I would like to show you and get your feedback from that I've had mentioned on multiple calls. Are you guys interested to hear something different?
No.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Okay,
so I know I've brought this up to you before, Ian, but Michael, have you seen this before? Flip.shop?
I've never seen it.
I might have. I don't think so though.
So I was speaking with somebody who was trying to sell me some service, and they literally were talking about this website, how much they were crushing, and I think they were a 3PL or they had a 3PL software, and the whole time I felt like he was selling me this website because that's all he talked about was this website, how hard they were crushing it. And at the end, he like tried to sell me whatever he was selling. But the only thing he did do was sell me on that this site is kind of where it's at. This is the way it was explained to me was like, as if TikTok made an e-commerce website with e-commerce being the sole purpose from the beginning. So they have like, let's put in skin. Let's go with cream. All right, let's see what comes up with that. So you get products, in every product they have videos built into it, and they have a way of where the influencers are making money, and they had the whole system kind of built into more of an e-commerce kind of way. And I think if I understood it correctly, they just reached a new round of funding, and they've had explosive growth. And this is kind of like if TikTok was kind of built more with e-commerce centric.
It looks like a Shopify version.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. But the way he was saying it was that he was saying he was getting explosive sales on here, and so I mean, I think that's exciting. That's new. It's interesting. Also, there was another website that was mentioned to me that I wanted to mention to see if you guys heard of this one as well, which is called Flora. Have you guys heard of Flora?
No, dude. Shit.
And
where have I been?
Somebody brought this up to me and was like, they looked at it and they were like, I think it was Yuri actually, was talking about eczema cream. And he noticed.
These are mission-driven brands. That's what I saw on the thing. It's mission-driven.
And one thing that he noticed is that, or that he brought to my attention, was that his competitors were on here. And if you go to a marketplace and you see your competitors, that's kind of a good indicator that you probably should be there as well. It means it's worth their time. They have like reviews. If they have 79 reviews, and these aren't syndicated reviews from Yotpo or whatever, we looked at them. And so if they're getting reviews, that means they're getting sales, and it means that you should probably be there. And the way that you set these up are pretty easy with some sort of like ShipStation or some sort of aggregator. It's basically a funnel that basically all the orders come through and they get shipped through to 3PL. They're real easy to run. You can even run it through Amazon. But these new websites are coming out, and I feel like they're worth looking to see if your competitors are on there. You apply, you put it on there. They're basically like FBM. I think it's a good opportunity for to get some more exposure.
It's interesting. And how are these relationships? Are these resellers that are buying your product, or are they an FBA model?
No, they're just channels that you list your products on.
Yeah, this is the brand itself. Like, this is Eczema Honey, which is the name of the brand selling their product, and they have 60 reviews. And we've looked at the reviews, and that was his direct competitor. And these are not syndicated reviews. These are all from the platform, which is a good indicator, because you go on like a platform like Walmart, everybody knows the review hack, and so you got like 500 reviews from wherever they came from, but probably not on Walmart. But this website is. It looks like there's no syndication. It looks like they're getting enough sales and volume to where they're actually getting reviews, which means that there is going concern and worth looking into. I would check any platform and say, hey, are my competitors doing this? The one that I consider competitors, and if they are, then I would probably look at adding my product, which is probably as easy as just turning in an application, getting approved, and listing your products.
I wonder if there's a list somewhere that's got like all these different websites, that you can sell on. I noticed another thing, people go to iherb.com. I have clients who want to do Celico campaigns on there.
What's
it? I like herbs in the garden, iHerb.
Because I know that when IHE
buy from you, they actually buy the products from you at Keystone pricing, and then they sell them. So
Yeah. iHerb.
Yeah. I mean, back when I got into Amazon, or many years ago, I was looking into this. You looked at how much of the market share was by Amazon, and then the distant second was Walmart. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 80% or 90% Amazon, something crazy like that. I would be interested to see what the market share is today. I feel like there are a lot of websites popping up that people are starting to have more trust in online shopping, and I feel like the market share might be changing. What do you guys think?
Slowly. I think TikTok is.
Metrics. I looked at the exact metrics. It was 2 years ago. Amazon. So the entire global products industry, trillions and trillions of dollars in sales, right? So out of that, 87% was still brick and mortar. So stores, 87% was stores. 13% was e-commerce of the global market. I think it's shifted the latest, 2023, when they did a new survey of it, e-commerce was up to, it was like 14 to 16%. But I have to go look at the exact metrics. And out of that 13%, Amazon was 4%. So Amazon actually is not, in terms of the entire e-commerce industry, because there's millions of websites, there's millions of shopping platforms to shop e-commerce. So Amazon's 4%. That's huge, because you're talking e-commerce is trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, and Amazon has 4% of that market. It could be up a little bit. Maybe it's, I think the last I checked again recently is like 4 point something, so they went a little bit higher. But like to get even an extra 4.2 is like an extra, $800 billion. It's like insane.
It's massive, yeah.
300 billion. So, but retail is actually still the biggest.
Yeah,
by a landslide.
Are those international or is that a domestic number? Your percentages?
I don't remember if they were international or domestic.
Okay.
I think they were international numbers. US.
Yeah, when I was looking at the information, it was U.S. and there was a talk about how many sales, what was the percentage of sales that were done on Amazon versus other e-commerce platforms in the U.S. and they were saying that it was like 1 out of 4, and it was like one, and it got to the point. The last that I heard, it was like almost 1 out of every 2 sales online was on Amazon. Like it was a crazy statistic. Now, worldwide, if you include retail, and it definitely does shrink the market share. I'd like to see if we could find like an updated something that shows that just based on just e-commerce alone, no brick and mortar.
Now 15.9% is e-commerce. The rest for the United States. So 15.9% is now e-commerce. So the last one, which means a couple of years ago, it was only 13%. So now it's 15.9%. And that occupies, that's just the US. And then the rest, literally 84.4% is retail. And then they're expecting it to grow 12% over the next 3 years. And then out of that, Amazon, out of the 15.9%, Amazon right now has 37.6%.
Yeah, here's an interesting.
Walmart has 6.4% out of that. So out of that 15.9% breakdown of the US retail market, Amazon's 37.6%.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah, so they're getting close to half of the e-commerce thing. But if you think about it in the United States, so the United States e-commerce being 15.9%, Amazon out of that only has 37.6%, which that's right. So the metrics I have were Amazon has 3 to 4% of the US marketplace for all shopping done, right? So for anybody who shops, 4% of that shopping is going to go to Amazon. That's it, though.
Yeah, here's a good chart, kind of showing what you're talking about. Market. So here's a market share of leading e-commerce companies in the U.S. We got Amazon at 37.6, Walmart at 6.4, Apple at 3.6, eBay. Wow, I didn't even know people still sold their 3%. Target, Home Depot.
3%.
Oh, eBay is really, really big with certain categories. eBay crushes it with automotive, and eBay crushes it with collectibles and used. Especially collectibles like board game, like collectible items like memorabilia. Woo!
Yeah, I will say that if you want to find your hijackers, go to eBay.
That's funny.
But I do think it's interesting, and I do think that the platforms, the trust in online shopping has grown exponentially with Amazon's success, and I do feel that these other platforms are getting traction, and I do feel that they are worth looking into. Is this one? I guess imagine is a supplement, and how does this platform work? They purchase the product from you, and then they resell it. Something to that effect.
I don't know. Michael said he said that they buy it from the users, from the brands. I just have a lot of people who want me to do. We have a compliant review program on Celico where we kind of have like a version of Vine where we notify the shopper that the product was given away for free in exchange for an unbiased review. And we've done a few campaigns on iHerb to help people launch.
And the beauty of that is that it's compliant, and it's not. That's not black hat like some of the old tactics. I imagine that's the thought process behind it.
Yes and no. Like I've never read iHerb's TOS, right? I've never read, I haven't read TikTok's full TOS for sellers. So I don't actually know what every marketplace's laws and rules are for their marketplace. However, so if you want to call Black Hat specific to the marketplace, then I don't know the answer. But
let's say gray. Let's say gray then. We'll go with gray.
Yeah. The point is, as a service provider, I have a business that's a service provider. What I care about is that I'm legal in compliance with the law, right? Obviously, I know this sounds duh, but there's actually a lot of laws related to reviews. There's actually an FTC, Federal Trade Commission, that has specific ordinances and penal codes related to product reviews. And the law, and I'll paraphrase it, states that if you are incentivized in exchange for doing a review, you need to disclaim that incentivization. So if you got a free pumpkin in exchange for talking about the pumpkin, and you're not saying, hey, I was endorsed or sponsored by this brand. And remember how people used to do that in Instagram and then it went bust? People would not disclose that they were actually being paid. That's the same thing. And Instagram got in trouble and had to shut people down. And now you have to disclose that you are being paid or whatever. So we created our own version of creators, influencers, etc., making claims and being very open about the fact that they were paid or given a free item in exchange for that. So I feel good about it. I feel like I'm on the right side of the law, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Here it is, fake reviews. Yeah, so the rule will allow agency to strengthen and enforce, seek civil penalties against violators and deter AI-generated fake reviews. So if you look, what is the definition of a fake review? So fake reviews not only waste, that's just information. And I think AI, ChatGPT can say, but here it is. Fake or false consumer reviews, consumer testimonials, and celebrity testimonials. The final rule addresses reviews and testimonials that represent that they are by someone who does not exist. Okay, that's just a fake review. How about buying positive right there? The final rule prohibits businesses from providing compensation or other incentivized condition on the writing of consumer reviews expressing a particular sentiment, either positive or negative. It clarifies that the conditional nature of the offer of compensation or incentive may be expressly or implicitly conveyed. So that's the key. You have to say, I've been paid by these freaking people.
And you have to say that it's for an unbiased review. So yeah, you're not buying their
the
goodwill.
Conditional nature, and this is the only reason why I'm in business on this, is the conditional nature of the offer of compensation or incentive may be expressly or implicitly conveyed. So that's the only way out of it. And that's how Amazon was able to launch the Vine program without getting in trouble with the FTC. Otherwise, Amazon would get how big would that fee be, dude? How many Vine reviews are on Amazon? Imagine if FTC was like, oh, we don't care if you disclose. How many billions of dollars would they charge them for every Vine review?
Well, I know that we've all been there long enough to see the evolution of the reviews. But in my journey, we were buying 2016. We buy reviews for $1 off a website called like AMZ Tracker.
Yes,
and you could get hundreds of reviews very quickly. And then Amazon rolled out a new update to their review policy, saying that you had to list a verbiage at the bottom of the review saying that you received this item as an incentive for review. And then within 6 months to a year, like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of reviews literally disappeared overnight. I'm sure that you're familiar with this evolution as well, Mike.
No, it's true. I mean, there's a lot of red tape. I mean, the old days where the FTC wasn't breathing down anyone's neck was fun, but it also created. I mean, you could there's some Amazon sellers that came on and other platforms too. You came in with 2,000 reviews.
Oh, it's such bullshit. Yeah, and the way they do that is they buy ASINs, which is very black hat. To me, buying an ASIN with all reviews and getting it on the black market is like the most. It's like buying a social security number to me. It's like you're basically like really, really faking the system. ChatGPT had a great answer here. The Federal Trade Commission enforces laws regarding product reviews to ensure that they are honest, not misleading, and that any material connections between the reviewer and the company or product are disclosed. That's the key. Okay, so I actually don't agree with a lot of laws. I think that there's a lot of laws I don't agree with, but I fully agree with this one. I fully agree with the concept that if you're going to write a review and fake the fact that you got something in exchange or you're biased and or post a video, you're doing the consumer a disservice. And essentially, to me, it's wire fraud, because you're basically fraudulently over a wire, which is the internet, getting someone to make a purchase by misleading them. And how is that any different than selling snake oil on the back of a wagon in 1880? It's the same version, in my opinion.
It's criminalistic. It is. I mean, it is selling someone a bill of goods when it's different, and that's what technically criminals do. If anybody were to do that and were to say something is a certain way and then give something else, it's not exchange, right? There's no exchange for the goods or service. So you're selling something and saying it, but it's really something else. Like, yeah, that's what criminals do. That's the whole entire nature of criminality.
Yeah, and it says right here. For example, if the reviewer received a free product, a payment, or is an employee, this must be disclosed clearly. So what we do is, and I'll read you guys the exact wording, which I think is very legal friendly. I wrote it myself. I feel good about it. It is, I received this product for free in exchange for my honest and unbiased review.
I like it.
Very clearly disclosed.
Yeah.
I will say that when the review things came on Amazon and the FTC started paying attention, I mean, at that time, if you were at an Amazon business and you were trying to raise capital, like, it was even difficult to raise capital. People didn't even understand e-commerce was like a business model at that point. I think until 2020, Amazon was still really explosive and kind of unknown. But on 2020, when Amazon grew the equivalent of the previous 10 years in 1 year because of COVID, I think that Amazon is now, it's like the modern day gold rush where everybody's trying to get on Amazon since 2020 because of COVID. But before that, if you were lucky enough to start before 2020, like any business that was doing 7 figures probably like tripled, had a 3 or 4x on 2020. What do you think about that, Mike?
So on the 3 or 4x on 2020, what do you mean?
I mean, like, because the influx of shoppers that came in on COVID, because everybody had to stay
e-commerce for COVID.
Yeah, on Amazon. So like everybody that was kind of growing their business, there's a lot of brands that were doing 6 figures that are now doing multiple 7 figures just because of the influx of new shoppers and the trust in Amazon that happened in 2020.
Well, yeah, I mean, what ended up happening was people got used to shopping e-commerce. I mean, the e-commerce grew from I think it was 6% to the 13% in 2020. Like, e-commerce has generally just doubled overnight. And then now people that were normally shoppers in the store and they just go to their neighborhood Walmart or CVS or clothing store or whatever, they were forced to not do that. So they were forced to go to e-commerce. And then they got in the habit of it, and then they got used to it. So that's why. And then they actually liked it. And they're like, "Wow, this is so convenient. I never have to leave my house. I'm not going to."
And then they got addicted
and get fat. Yeah, and then they're sitting on their couch and just ordering their shit to the doorstep, and then they got addicted, and then so e-commerce just had this huge growth spurt from 2020, and that was anyone in the field. I mean, I remember. So I had a coasting $8 million business in 2019. It was like 8 million, 9 million a year e-commerce business, and then 2020 was 24 million.
Exactly.
So it was ginormous, right? And then after that, it was just a higher range. Like, it just stayed higher, because there was general growth in e-commerce.
I think it's because it was a black swan event that forced people to shop online that had never shopped. So that last percentage of people that didn't trust the internet now are fully engulfed in the Amazon experience. And honestly, how can you not be addicted to Amazon? Like, when you come home and you've got 10 boxes with those nice smiley faces on it, it feels like Santa Claus. Like, it's always fun. Like, what's in this box? It's a lot of fun. So it's a good experience. And I think that, like, in the trust with brands, like, you don't have to trust the brands because you can trust Amazon. If I don't like the product, like, I can get it refunded immediately, no questions asked. They've even gotten to the point where you ain't got to put it in a box. Like, you can just take it to Whole Foods or something like that. I think that the Amazon experience is better than any previous experience, and I think that's what will keep them ahead of the game for centuries to come. I think this will be Planet Amazon someday. The way that they put their footprint on this planet and spread across all continents, I feel like they'll take over the world. That's just my opinion. We'll see.
They've been around for quite a while. quite a while. That's for sure.
All right, guys. Well,
I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon.
the moral of the story is, for TikTok Shop, if you think you need to do 100 videos, do 1,000. If you think you need to do 1,000, do 10,000. So that's what I'm getting out of this.
What's the cost of a video right these days?
Launches based on TikTok trends. Stop looking on Amazon.
I will share one with you next week because we are a TSP. We are a partner with TikTok. I just don't know how to navigate to find it. I will get the list of viral products because we get the list. Ooh. So just like, you get special things when you're brand registered on Amazon, we get special thing as TSP, and I'll share it on next week's call.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I should probably share it with you guys every month. You know what I mean? Just going forward.
If everyone right now is doing product research on TikTok and you're ahead of that game, you'll be, because everyone's going to start using TikTok in the next year or two to do their product research for new development, like big brands. Big brands are already doing it. And a lot of the really successful sellers are already doing it. So you got to jump on early. Like that's where you're going to find your products right now. This TikTok.
There you go. Okay. Well, you heard it here first on the Selling on Amazon podcast, also known as SOAP, also known as make sure you clean yourself once a day with soap. It was great having you guys.
Brought to you by SOAP.
Brought to you by SOAP. What a sponsor. I mean, who doesn't use soap? We should be paid by soap.
Yeah, general soap, the whole soap industry.
I'm probably not going to try to trademark soap because I have a feeling I might have a hard time getting that approved as a product, not a brand. Maybe. All right, guys, have a great weekend. And Michael, figure out your New York trip. I'm not letting you off the hook. I'll see you in New York. Bye, guys.
Cheers.